Hello everyone, are you ready for another anime recap? Then subscribe right now to this Anime Plots YouTube channel and watch this full video. Did you subscribe? Okay, let's start the video.
Sakamachi Kinjiro, also known as Jiro, was finally roused by his sister Kureha, and they set off for school. But both of their parents are no longer alive. Jiro now encounters Subaru Kanoi, the family butler of Kanade Suzutsuki, also known as Kana. Subaru is a big hit with the girls at school. But the real surprise came when we discovered Jiro has a fear of women. Kurose, his friend, summons him for liking guys, causing an awkward moment. So he dashes to the men's room, only to discover Subaru inside one of the stalls, wearing girls' underwear. Jiro is called a creep, and Subaru attacks him for revealing a secret. And Jiro was knocked out with a single blow. He wakes up chained to a hospital bed next to Kana, who jokes that he's turned into an artificial human. Subaru is hiding her identity because of a family tradition that requires all butlers to be boys. She mocks him for being a chicken and offers to assist him if he keeps Subaru's secret. When he is threatened, he accepts and Kana continues to play with him. The next day, Jiro is surprised to see Subaru at his house and is given smackdown for peeping. Kuro warns Jiro about the S4 and the committee at school because they are fan clubs dedicated to the boy version of Subaru. After overcoming one such encounter, our hero is given a sheep ticket that grants him one command over Subaru. Jiro hangs out with Subaru after class now that she has changed into a normal girl's outfit. They have a good time at the arcade, and she appears to be warming up to Jiro. He reveals that he is afraid of women because his mother and sister constantly beat him up, which makes her sympathetic to him. Kana has now joined the party and orders Jiro to use the sheep note on Subaru. Things start to get interesting when she offers to serve him, but Kureha interrupts them because she believes Subaru is a boy crossdresser. She becomes aggressive, but Subaru kicks her down and calms the situation down. The boys are asked to provide physical measurements the following day as part of a routine checkup. Subaru is about to be exposed when her chest is measured, but Jiro saves her from embarrassment. However, it results in a comedy of errors, and he passes out after hugging Subaru to check her heartbeat, but is surprised to learn that Kureha has fallen in love with Subaru. Kureha questions Jiro about his relationship with Subaru after an awkward encounter, but Kana calms the situation by revealing that she is dating Jiro. Now that the cunning mistress has planned a double date, our four heroes head to the pool. Kureha flirts with Subaru, and Jiro discovers that Kana and Subaru were once kidnapped. Everyone has a good time for a while. Things become complicated when the kidnapper contacts them and informs them that he has Kureha and Kana as hostages. Subaru tries to overcome her fear of knives in order to save the others. Jiro, on the other hand, knocks her down and goes after the kidnapper. He is easily dominated, but Subaru comes to his aid and knocks out the masked villain. They eventually save the girls, but we later learn that the kidnapper was Subaru's father Nagar, who was also Kana's head butler. He and Jiro get off to a bad start, and Kana then reveals that the kidnapping was her plan all along. Subaru then hugs Jiro, and they share a pleasant moment before Kureha confronts them. Subaru comes to Jiro's house the next day and asks to stay with him because she was kicked out of Kana's house. Kana adds spice when she appears as a maid. Jiro has had enough of her antics and attempts to expel her, but she then challenges Subaru to a competition for a spot in the house. This causes Jiro to pass out when Subaru almost kisses him, so she tries her hardest to cure him, even if it becomes too difficult. Kana tries to put Jiro to the test the next day by kissing him, but it's futile because he still has his phobia. Now, on his way to school, Jiro is involved in an accident and gets into an argument with Usami Masamune, who is riding the scooter. He is eventually knocked out with a kick, but is later rescued by Subaru. She invites him to the school fair, and he gladly accepts. Now, Subaru attempts to kiss Jiro after learning that he was Kana's first kiss. Kana appears to ruin the fun, and she then discusses the upcoming cosplay competition. Usami later meets Jiro and reveals that she is a member of the S4 committee. She orders him to be her boyfriend for the fair and blackmails him with a photo she took of him with Subaru. Jiro does not want Subaru's secret to be revealed, so he listens to Usami. However, Subaru comes in and discovers this, and she angrily punches Jiro for abandoning her. Jiro and Usami try to act like boyfriend and girlfriend at the fair, but it becomes very awkward between them. Despite this, Usami requests that Jiro trust her, and he agrees. Usami is having fun with Jiro and offers him some food, but Subaru notices them and decides to compete with her rival. Everyone is surprised to learn that Kana is the fan club's leader, and that she forces them to compete for Subaru's affection. When things become difficult for Jiro, he confesses his feelings for Kana, much to Subaru's dismay. Kana dumps him in front of everyone, then reveals that Usami was never a member of the S4 group to begin with. Jiro rushes over to her to find out what's going on, and Usami explains that she was only testing him because he could make Subaru happy. They later hang out at the fair, and then everyone gathers together. Yusami is inspired after meeting so many new people, and offers to assist Jiro in overcoming his fear of girls. Subaru tells Jiro the next day that they should flee together, but this is just a ruse to drug him. He wakes up next to Kana in a luxurious inn, and she tells him that they're on vacation. Jiro has no choice but to play along, but he still doesn't know why he's been kidnapped. Jiro goes to a bar and runs into all the other girls after Kana teases him some more. This is bad news for Subaru's secret, so Jiro quickly puts on his glasses, and Kana convinces the girls that she is Subaru's sister. Yusami is now chatting with Jiro, but Kana makes her jealous by claiming Jiro is her fiancé. Yusami becomes agitated and claims that Jiro visited her home and they had a good time. Subaru is upset by this revelation, so she flees, but Jiro pursues her and reveals that he did nothing with Yusami. Jiro later runs into Subaru at spring, and things become even more awkward when her father joins in. Jiro tries everything he can to keep Subaru hidden, but he fails when Nagari attacks him for having Subaru's undergarments. Subaru ends the confusion by knocking both men down with her memory loss move. The girls play volleyball the next day, and Kana tries to make Yusami jealous once more. Now that Subaru has gone missing, Jiro sets out to find her. He meets Nagar, who reveals that she is visiting her mother's grave on the anniversary of her mother's death. Jiro meets Subaru and notices her in an emotional state, so he overcomes his fear and lets her express herself. Subaru later wins a beauty pageant. Jiro now wakes up next to Subaru and expresses a desire to be more than friends. A few days later, we see Jiro and Yusami working as maids in a cafe to supplement their income. Our hero recalls what Subaru told him, but we later learn that she retracted her statement after Jiro expressed hesitation. Meanwhile, Kana decides to play video games, and Jiro passes out after an awkward interaction with Yusami. He eventually wakes up but wishes he hadn't because Kana makes all the girls think of him as a creep who collects maid costumes. Kana decides to play another game with Jiro after he aggressively denies this. She's about to burst with excitement when Subaru arrives to take Kano away. Jiro pursues them and breaks the awkward silence with his crush, after which they agree to become best friends. On Kureha's birthday, she tries unsuccessfully to awaken Jiro. Kureha is terrified when Yusami begins telling him a frightening story about ghosts, but then she gets some presents, which calms her down. Yusami stops Nakuru from acting creepy, and the birthday girl is taken to the maid cafe. All of the girls treat Kureha well, and she is overjoyed by their treatment. She is surprised to see a large gift from Jiro, and expresses her love for him by beating him up. Jiro talks to Subaru as they walk to school on the first day of the semester. They have a few awkward moments, particularly after Yusami nearly collides with Jiro again. Kana offers them a meal at school, but Subaru quickly becomes inebriated from the wine and the food. Jiro sends Subaru to the hospital, but Kana begins to experience hiccups. Subaru awakens and reveals that Kana has cursed hiccups that cause everyone to fall in love with her. Kana sends Subaru out of the room so she can have some fun with Jiro, but he stops her and walks out. This turns out to be another of Kana's pranks, so she teases him about it before falling down the stairs despite Subaru's efforts to help her. Nagari tells Subaru that she is no longer fit to be a butler now that Kana is in the hospital, which upsets her and causes her to flee. Jiro tries to comfort her, but she kisses him and flees after he collapses. Yusami wakes Jiro up a little later, and he rides on her scooter to look for Subaru. He eventually finds her sitting alone and decides to bring her home. She, on the other hand, does not want to go to the mansion, so they book a room for the night. Things become awkward because they are now alone, and it gets worse when they are unable to sleep. Jiro's fantasies run wild, but he tries to keep them under control. Subaru ends up sleeping next to Jiro by holding his hand after a brief conversation. Jiro wishes to speak with her about it, but Kana orders him to carry her instead. Later, Subaru tells Jiro that she is lonely without her job, so he joins forces with the committee and S4 to launch a successful petition to restore Subaru's butler status. They finally kiss to cement their love after some encouragement from Kana. They can't go any further because Jiro faints from another nosebleed. That concludes the program.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.